How's it going, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, welcome to the channel. We are kicking things off nice and fast with the brand new BT15 footage, no ban list, which means if you can already see from the Digimon getting revealed off an analog youth and the gaogamon in the back, we are going to be playing Apocalymon, full power on the left. Brad giving us some footage for the channel. We do have Bonsai on the slugs. We'd say they promised that we're going to get that update on the slime pile. Our slugs were doing work. They were going everywhere today. I'm going to float into a brand new gaogamon, trash 1 to draw 2. We are set up quite nicely and go into an X antibody. A 0 cost Evo for that X Evo. I'm not sure if we have a 5 here, so it looks like we're just going to play out a brand new slug, trash a Numemon, draw 2. I'm going to push out a Gabumon from Raising, go into Guru, draw 1, trash 1. Doesn't look like we have the Guru X. Draw 1, trash 1, swing at security. It's going to live. Oh, there comes the Guru X antibody. So I think he drew it off the draw 1, trash 1. So set up quite nicely. And then we're just going to put over the gaogamon just to make sure that we don't have any memory extenders, which this deck is known to do. And now both sides under that memory floodgate. Obviously wasn't able to gain any memory thanks to the Tumon. And now we are going to go into the Monze, then Monze X. Plays out the Tumon, and it is going to get to clear the level 4 body. Going to swing. That's going to be the only proxy Apocalymon we got. Everything else is a regular epoxy. Gonna get that float going once again. These Gaogamon's just so sticky and just giving you so much card draw that makes it really easy to just keep this going. Gonna go Gaogamon in as it swings through. I'm still not using that Tumon with the source. I'm just gonna use the Monzemon to clear board once again, so we're looking pretty good here. The Demi Mirror as well, the new one that's like trash a level 5 to draw 2 on deletion, is pretty cool. Just gonna set up a protected body in stack. Nothing to delete on board, so I can't use the Deathclaw. No Apocalymon is definitely kind of frustrating, as we are looking at pretty much guaranteed lethal on board. He's gonna have to... I was gonna say he'd have to probably drop the Numemon for like 10 or something, because it would sec -1 the whole board. We're gonna swing 2 checks, and so that is gonna close it up nice and clean. Alright, going to be going into the mulligans. Here's both of them, actually. Not keeping their opening hand. We're going to be going into game 2 with Numemon leading. Apocalymon definitely a deck that obviously it had its speed cut a little bit. And Numemon a deck that really just excels on the pace, so... Ooh, do you take the Apocalymon? Yeah, you kind of have to. After he just didn't see one last time. Set up very similar to how we had things before. Going to trash off the Garurumon and the Gabu X. We are going to be setting up quite nicely on that next side. Numemon going to be swinging in, is going to hit a Gabu, and then on deletion we are going to find the Platinum Numemon and bottom deck the Kudi's Kick and the other Platinum. Memory blockers in Raising for both of them. I want to take this as a little time to shout out our members as well that have been supporting the channel. You guys have managed to push us across the milestone of 1.5k subs, so thank you to everyone that's been helping us do that. But we have brand new members. So, at the Ultimates tier, Tommy Tricks and the Tommy NT holding it down as our Ultimates. Then in the Champion tier, we have L and brand new member Coffee Deus joining the Champion squad. And at the Rookies, we have Seb Bainbridge Coombs, Bradley Robb, and DHM, our first rookie as well. And we are going to see our first Apocalymon drop, as Brad going to be milling him out at the end of turn. And I'm going to be dishing out some massive thanks to everyone that has been supporting the channel on our journey upwards and onwards, especially those of you that have been helping out with the channel membership as well. Your support goes a whole long way. Going to go into Platinum Numemon over the Warumonze. Going to swing just the 1 check, thanks to the Magnadramon doing the -1. And hitting into Machine Dramon means that it is going to float once again. That's going to be doing the sec -1. Although, to be fair, now that the Apocalymon is on the board, we all know that there's now It's now not a matter of getting security damage in. It's about stalling out. Ooh, the Venusmon is going to do the when attacking and when digivolving to get rid of it. You can see the old Piedmon there, not the one that has the inherit, but just an excuse really for Brad to show off some of those old arts. Brad's been a purple player since the beginning. Purple, black, green. Basically, 3 out of the 4 Dark Masters colors. So, blinged out always. Gonna see the end of turn Machinedramon is gonna use it to pop the Venus. It's not a when digivolving and it's not anything like that. So it gets to load up, get the pop, and get the board clear. I'm gonna go into the Waramonzo. It's gonna de-digivolve the Apocalymon back down to Piedmon. And then end of opponent's turn, he gets to shoot himself dead. But there's actually gonna be no rehatch, but it manages to get the pop in retaliation, which then causes a float into a Platinum Numemon. So we just got to see several things cycle over and over again there. Very, very funny interaction. Is he gonna just swing this out? 3 Garou X's. As a reminder, this is pre-ban, lest if it wasn't immediately obvious from the fact that there's so many of them just sitting around. Ooh, we're counting up how many's left. Is he just gonna try and go for a second Apocalymon? No, we're just gonna put up a Analog Youth. Gonna take the Gabumon. End of turn, gonna load up from trash. No other 6s that it's worth loading. Just gonna go for the Warodramon, which then bounces the Tamer back, or the Rookie back, and I'm just gonna mill. Nice and juicy there. I think he's just trying to keep track of how many of the annoying, like the Garamons are back. Ukamon in the back does mean that we are going to be having an off turn. I think he's going to have to slam something. Piedmon going to delete itself. Machinedramon going to get played down. Not going to be seeing any extra memory, but we are going to get that hatch set up. Gabu in the back. I mean, this could just be 1, 2, 3 swings, but yeah, you can see him asking, counting. You know he wants to just pass turn here. He's going to pop the body, and it's going to mill everything out and take us into game 3.
Matrix Digivolution.
What's poppin', Tamers? We're back with Player Ammo once again. A bunch of people ask me why I drink Player Ammo, and it's because they sponsor me. Duh! Jokes aside, I actually was drinking Player Ammo before all of that, because I actually don't have much of a sweet tooth, and I find a lot of energy drinks to be too sweet, especially a lot of the powder brands, but the no sugar approach for Player Ammo and their focus on more tart, like sour flavors, really suits my palate. The Fruit Punch is really just fruity and packs a nice kick. The Blue Raspberry is really, really nice as well, nice and sour, kind of like when you get those slushies. If you want something a little bit on the sweeter side, there's the Strawberry Lemonade, which is more strawberry than it is lemonade. And they do have the lemon flavors as well. And I can tell you for a fact that the new black cherry flavor goes foolish. Yeah, the way I mix mine is by getting the dry powder in and then getting a little bit of water in and just mixing it around to try and make a slurry. Then I add up to half the bottle and shake it a baby. All right, gonna be going into game 3. Nice and quick starters. We do see the mulligan on Brad's side, but Bonsai keeping his opening hand with an Uko and a Satsuki. It is a pretty solid start, and the Analog Youth is going to trash off 2 level 6s and hit an Apocalymon. So, W. I'm going to see the Garurumon X antibody set up in the back, and we do have the Ukamon. Garamon going to pitch 1 to draw 2. There's a lot of bears in hand there. I thought it was a Waramonzomon, but I think it's a Tyrannomon, the black card, the tech in it. Not entirely sure. If anyone knows what the actual black card is that does get used in the Numemon engine, do let me know, because I am unsure. I thought it was a Monzomon, but it doesn't show up. Oh, no, it is. Just BT15. Trash and Numemon, DDG right, so that's how we got the clear last time. Once again, we're getting the mills, and we see a nice early Apocalymon. So much memory passed over. And Numemon's not exactly a deck that, like, struggles to go crazy off of having no memory. So the fact that it's getting so much means that Brad's making a decision, a commitment. He's gone to be unaffected by Digimon effects, which I think is the wise decision. So it means that you won't just get de-digivolved and you won't just have to go find another Apocalymon. But it does still make things kind of awkward. We're going to see the Warumonzimon. Warumonzimon not going to be able to de-digivolve because of the Apocalymon. And these Gaomons just get a little bit more difficult to play with every single time. You can see Brad just keeping track of his opponent's deck. Let's see, Gabu. Gabu X. Garurumon to 0. And then, can you low pass here? Because he doesn't have blocker, and he's not going to be having the protection or anything like that. I think we see the Magnetramon, to be honest. Gazimon going to load up and stop any memory from coming out. And then at the end, look at all these cards getting milled out. Just hemorrhaging. Draw for turn. And then we're going to draw... Yeah, this gets kind of awkward because all the de-digivolving... Yeah, all the digivolving causes the eggs to draw him more, which in most matchups would be fine, but it just comes really, really awkward. Oh yeah, don't even get to do the Garu X. Oh yeah, because he's not on Blue Sunomon, so he's not actually on thing. They are on that 5k blanket, so can't push up. So it does just have to stay in the back. If he could push out on a Garu X, he'd at least be on a 1k, which is what he's going to be able to do next time. The Warumonzimon does give Monzes and Numes sec +1, so, I mean, that's a lot of damage that could be done. So instead, he's going to drop the Piedmon for 1 billion memory and shoot the Warumonzimon. End of turn, going to play out the Satsuki. Ruin Mode's going to be able to -5, which will mean the Piedmon's going to be on 6. The Garu X is going to be on 1. Going to see Numemon swing 1. Swing another. That one's going to clear. And then we're going to play out... The thing is, he can't really play the Numemon out as much as he wants. He's instead going to float into the Platinum. And then we get to play out a Numemon off the Platinum, which then gives the Satsuki under, which is then going to give Rush. Is this not game on board? Does he have clear here? He's going to swing. He's going to recover. Nothing to hatch. And it's 6 now because the -5k was the turn before. And then it's -5k on the deletion. So he's a 6k Piedmon. Does this not just constitute game? I've forgotten whether the floodgate was still active or not. It must not have been. I'm pretty sure it's not, but for whatever reason. Oh, you know what? It probably had to give the Platinum Numemon Rush, is why that one couldn't swing, because it could go under to give something Rush. Okay, there goes the Craniumon. Mills him all the way out, and that is going to be the last Apocalymon. Very, very close. There's the Slugs, nearly able to take it, but not quite able to get across the line. And Apocalymon going to be the finish line. If you liked what you saw and want to see more, we do have Apocalymon coming up again for next episode. So until next time, guys, stay safe.